Well, good greetings everybody. This is an impromptu live stream because I need to get away soon and I haven't got time to schedule a live stream. So I'm just going to do something very quickly. I'll be right with you. Well, good greetings everybody. Let's get that up. There we go. Now, we're flying here today from Biggin Hill to Goodwood. It's about a 50-minute flight, but I have to set it all up, and I don't have a lot of time. Gain damage! Wow, you were quick. That was quick in. Welcome, man. Right, I don't have a lot of time, but I've got to go through this plane. Hello, Andy. So it is 2:45 right now, and I have to be back in front of the TV at 4 o'clock. I have an hour and a quarter, and this is a 50-minute flight. So I don't think I'm going to make it, but yeah, Biggin Hill to Goodwood. It's a 50-minute flight. Even though there's two ways to go, you can apparently it can direct you all the way around the coast. I guess that's to do with airways and not interfering with the big planes. And there's a more straightforward one, which I took, and it's still bloody 50 minutes. So we'll be flying around 8,000 feet. Now the fuel says 86 kilos. So this is in liters. Oh, okay, it tells you here, right? Yeah. So let's empty the tips. Now it says 86 kilos. I'm going to carry 100 because I might carry a bit more than that. Block fuel 86 kilograms. It's just me on the plane. It tells you in kilos here. So if we bring this down to around half what we have now, so 100, actually maybe not half, 114. Let's bring this down to around 80. See where we are with that. I've got the flight set up in SimBrief, but I don't think it imports into this, so I have to set it up manually. So that's going to be another time save. So 115 kilos, still more than enough. Let's try 70 liters in each wing. I don't know whether you can add on the fly on this thing. 101 kilos. Okay. Let's go with that. Just me, no baggage, even though it says cargo 41 kilos. If I add baggage, I suppose I could. Oh yeah, it is. It's trimming the weight backwards. 41 kilos. There we go. All right. So it says here 4 passengers. So this fuel is for 4 passengers, which I don't have. 4 passengers there's 4 seats available, but one's for me. It says en route burn is 19 kilos. That's it? Okay, never mind. Right, let's just quick inspect the plane because this is a new livery, so it should be a brand new plane. So I'm not going to go and do the walk around because that's just going to take up time that I don't need. So everything is off. I don't know why. Put the headphones on. All the covers can stay off. Control lock. Let's get that on because it should be on to start with. I preheat the engine. Could do. Everything here should be spot on. Let's just have a quick look because it's a brand new livery and it's per livery, so the everything should be perfect. Okay. Right. Yep. Good. So here at Biggin Hill, taking off from runway 21. So we need to get the, let's take the control lock off now. We need to get the yoke away and turn on the battery, the avionics on. And I should be okay from here. Let's see. Let's see if I can program this flight in. Yeah, good. Right, origin. Oranges. Right, so my orange is EG, KB. Now on Navigraph, there's no charts for Goodwood, for entering Goodwood. So that's cool. So there's Biggin Hill. And then the next one is direct to Dorky, which is what you use to open a door with. And then the next one is direct to ModMe, which is what all good simulators cry out. ModMe. Now, why? Why have you put ModMe? Okay, clearly I've done something bad here. Let's remove. No. So insert before on Dorky. I thought it would just automatically insert after. So Dorky, ModMe, and then insert after. We want something called M185. No match is found. Yeah. So I don't know what to do with that. Let's get rid of it. How do I backspace? There we go. Button there. Space. So let's do mid. I'm missing out a waypoint, but I don't know how to enter it, if I'm honest. Duplicates found. Well, that's okay. Well, it's not that one that's 4,000 miles away, so it's got to be that one. So from mid, we want to go direct to Remup. Nothing. And then from Remup, we're going to go direct to the airport, which is EJ, EHR. I put the runway in here. Am I allowed to do like /32 or no, slash there? No. No. See, I haven't specified. Oh, it's zooming. I haven't specified the runway. Oh, add en route waypoint. Yeah, see? That's where that M185 thing would have gone. All right. So let's go to preview. That's just going to have to, we'll have to do with that. Runway 32 is our landing, and I think it's, I'll have to look it up on the map, but I think it's, I know which one it is. Let's put it that way. All right. So, come on, little nav map, you can fire up quicker than this. Thank you. So, we need to look at Goodwood. Oh, it did have it on the screen. Airports. And Goodwood is... This is crazy. EGHR. Come on. Yes, 32 is going from south to northwest. Okay. Doable. I hope. I'll have to land it manually because I don't know any other way. And yeah, there's autopilot on this as well, but again, I'm not familiar with it. I don't know how to do altitude holding. And the reason that my gear wasn't working last time is because this is a 3-way bleeding switch. So there is something in the tablito somewhere in controls perhaps where you go to advanced 3-way gear switch. Turn that off. I'm assuming it's going to work now. I don't know. That looks the same to me. Right, so before we run out of battery, let's get the fuel on. It is on. Fine. That's weird. So fuel pump. Building pressure. Yes. So propeller in, throttle a little bit, mixture full, and stop now. We've got the pressure. Let's just prime it. So 3 pushes. 1, 2. Okay. So we beacon on, strobe on. Pitot heat. I think it's going to be a little bit cold. And so we have autopilot here, autopilot disengage, but the actual controls for the autopilot, right now I can't move. The actual controls for the autopilot in terms of maintaining your altitude and all that jazz. Can't say I'm 100% sure where all that stuff is and how to do it. So we have to make do with just flying it manually for 50 minutes, which is going to be a pain. Autopilot. That's the circuit breaker. Yeah, I actually don't know how to use it. There's just an autopilot switch. All this came on. So it's set to heading, drag. How do you set that? Anyway. Don't have time to with it. So let's get back to where we are, which is trying to just get little navigraph now to focus on me. Get us done. Go. Right, let's see if this all works. So let's just add some flaps. Oh my god, this thing moves. I've got no throttle on. There we go. Did have some throttle on. I had no physical throttle on, but I did have in-sim throttle. So we've got one stage of flaps on, which I think is enough. It's supposed to lift off at 85 miles an hour, but it kind of does lift itself off sooner. No idea what that white dot was. Have to go all the way up here. Check, guys. Yep, I would. US dollars. This is how much it's costing us as we fly. A bit wonky to me, the camera. There we go. Oh, this thing is moving way too quickly. Can we peel off here? We can, but it wouldn't be the right place. Can we get to Goodwood before the event starts? Goodwood Festival of Speed was on last weekend, but I'm going to pretend that the F1 race will be there. This is still not straight. Be able to even. Last time I landed with this thing, it was way too quick. Get it slowed down in time. So should we just do a rolling? Let's just do a rolling kickoff here. So we want 85 miles an hour, but I have a feeling that the plane's going to lift itself up before then. We have quite a bit of roll. Having to really put some twist on this joystick to hold it. Yay! The wheels work. Goodness. Okay, let's get the flaps in and get ourselves on the flight path. And we want to be up around 8,000 feet, but we'll see about that. Okay, I'm just going to back down on the throttle just a tad. Also bring the mixture out a tad. And the prop can stay a little bit... Oh, that's not good. Oh, come on. Respond to the mouse, at least. There we go. And this is manifold pressure, I think, yeah. So we need to bring that down just a tad, so we do that on the throttle. But I don't know whether... I mean, these are the figures I'd want to be at. These two figures, these needles, is where I want them to be when I'm cruising. On the climb, I don't know. I should just give it a bit more zest. But we're doing okay. Nearly 120 miles an hour here, so we're okay. Just stick to this climb. And if I hit the autopilot, will it just hold its course? Or will it'll go by this, won't it? So if I just set this to no idea what direction it's supposed to be, doesn't really tell me. It should fly by the GPS actually. This is awesome, isn't it? The yoke visibility is also in the exact same hot point as the autopilot master. Genius! I also downloaded a new interior for this, but it's not working with this livery because I think this livery brings its own custom interior, so it's not going to work at all. Alright, so just over 3,000 feet now. Now I'm pretty sure that my Goodwood is a third-party airport. I think so. Actually can't remember. Aquatic Borealis. Hi Aquatic, how are you, sir? Welcome to my flight. I'm going to try and just manually do this. And ideally, I'd like it to be zoomed out a little bit more. But I don't get a shock and surprise at how close the next waypoint's going to come up. See, if I could put it on autopilot on heading, it would just simply... Oh, hello. Alright, autopilot master on, and I want you just to do the heading. How does that work? You push? Alright, so this is doing ready. Okay. But do you have a nav mode? So this is... ST is... I don't know. I'm not flying the plane. I've got my hand almost off the joystick, which is why we're flying in the wrong direction. And it's simply because I am trying to find out which one to press to make the autopilot follow the GPS, and it seems like there isn't one. Aha, so it was tracking something. So if I just fly in a certain... If I fly along this line and then engage the autopilot, but which mode? We need to pitch correct first. Having a tough time with that. Lots of things to take into account. Right, so that was holding. Okay. Okay. It's not, so it doesn't pitch hold from what I can tell, but it does track. It does hold. It heading holds. It does heading hold, which is good. So I'm just going to level it. We're not quite at 5,000 feet yet, but just pitch trimming at the moment, just to try and get this needle at the 0 and to stay there when I leave go of the stick. Oh, it's pitching down. Okay, so let's bring it up. I mean, it's more or less. Okay, are we trimmed? We're trimmed as good as we'll ever be. I'm just going to track the... Now I don't have to pull back on the joystick so much. So if I just now hit this and then just that. Now it's turning on its own board. See? I don't like this. Read the manual, Rusty. Definitely read the manual. It is Friday. To me, it's just like another day. Now, we need to throttle back because I think we're going a bit fast. Right, so if I move the joystick now, it doesn't turn the plane. So it's stuck in this position, which is kind of fine, but doesn't really help me at the moment. If I bring off autopilot and then put it on again, will it remember the last setting? It looks like, ooh, it looks like it takes a little while to initialize, maybe? I don't know. Oh, what is going on? Are we hitting birds? Yeah, so it doesn't remember the last setting. Okay. Alright, let's pitch up. Just drop. By pitching up, we'll not only gain altitude, but we'll drop some speed as well, which is kind of what I want. The problem with being too zoomed out, which I don't think I am, but the problem with being too zoomed out is when you're off the line by a little bit, you could be off the line by a lot. Don't even realize. Some odd goings on there. So we're getting 30 frames per second. A little bit more would be nice. See, I just want this thing to fly level and straight. So this is track low, track high. I have no idea what the difference is. Now if I keep it tracking here, it's going to be a little bit off target. As you can see, our blue arrow is not quite with this. But it is pitch holding. Now either I've set that perfect or it's the autopilot. It's the autopilot. It's no. Hey. It. They are dropping. She would pitch hold. Altitude hold. Be nice. Maybe it does. I don't know. Now it's tilting that way. It'd be nice if it could track the GPS. That would be cool. Now it's turning that way. And I don't think it's doing it to get us back onto the flight path. I don't think so. But oof, these weather pockets. Let's see what happens if it can correct itself here. It is holding the altitude. I'm gonna have to learn this quite quickly. I've never seen an autopilot like this before, where the mode is on a turny little switch. That's a new one on me. Now, will it now recorrect, or will it just fly? Just keeping an eye on this blue arrow if it's going to turn back on the line. Yeah, we got to make a turn here. If the plane makes that turn on its own, I'll be my flabber will be gasted for sure. I don't think it's going to though. Well, that all looks good. It's all in the green. I remember having this in yellow before. This is all looking pretty good. Spark plugs are all good. Engine temps and cylinder head temps look good. It hasn't made that turn, by the way, so let me just twiggle a few knobs here. Yeah, you see, none of the modes make it turn where we want to turn. So I'm having to force it. Alright, let's make the turn ourselves and get back on the flight path. I suppose instead of just breaking out of autopilot like that, I could have just flicked off the switch. But next time, I will definitely learn this autopilot. What are we looking at there? About 2, 4, 6, just 6 and a bit degrees outside. My God, it looks like it's a billion miles away, doesn't it? There's a runway there by the looks of it. I don't know. Is it? Might be. I've lost a little bit of altitude as well. Need to just gain some. Save a bit of fuel. This thing on the line. There we go. Now we've got it on the line, we can concentrate on trying to leave it there whilst gaining altitude. Now what, I actually haven't done any Q&H. Do that. There we go. I didn't set the air pressure in the plane. Naughty, naughty. So just over 5,000 feet. SimBrief puts us at 8,000, but unlike being in a jetliner, I tend not to stick to it rigidly. Not like, they're going to give me a top of descent marker on this? I don't know. I'm not familiar with it, you know. I wonder if we should increase the power, because the manifold pressure is a little down. I'm just going to pop in a bit more throttle. Speed the plane up just a tad. So just over 2,200 revs on the propeller, which is nice, just ideally where I want to be. Let's get this thing pitched. It's going to just keep an eye on the speed drop as we pitch up. For me, it's a little bit tricky to just, you know, concentrate on the altitude going up, the speed going down, and keeping this thing online at the same time. Now this thing is pointing to what? It's not picking up. Like if I had a VOR frequency programmed into this, into the comms, into the nav thing here, that's what this needle would be pointing to. But I don't know. I didn't check on the charts and stuff about VORs and frequencies, and so I can't really program the next one in, but I would do it there, and then I think this corresponds to that. I believe so. I'm going to stay below the clouds, so I'm just going to level this thing out. And let's see if Mr. AP, I have to wait for it to initialize, I think. Once we get the green light solo here, to go. There it is. I'm going to go back to low track. Should keep me. And now I'm going to release the joystick. I just want it to keep, I want this wings level, and I want this trim. Oh, these rigging dialogues always get in the way. Come on. The plane has to put itself back to 0. As long as that's level and that's level, I'm good. And now it's going up. Come on. No, this isn't good. Trim it down again. I'm not sure if the plane is doing this, or the autopilot, or what. And now we have to make another move, so autopilot off. I have no freaking idea if it can track the GPS. None at all. It's, I don't even know how old the plane is, but I'm imagining it's a fairly old aircraft. I just don't know how capable the autopilot is. So if I switch on the autopilot while I'm trimmed out, that should help. Okay, please stay at 0. It is staying wings level, which is good, but I need this. Okay, I will try and pitch this manual. It's going up a little, but not too much. The actual trim is up here, this handle. I move it around. We're near neutral, but not quite. But neutral doesn't necessarily mean level flight. It's going to depend on other factors. Actually, this is our VOR, isn't it? This is VOR 2. Okay. Never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut for fear of saying something wrong. And we have the accurate time here. So 4 p.m. is when I need to be back in front of the screen. Got a nice pitch, wings level. How long does this go on for? Yeah, that's not what I want. You know, this is zoom out. There you go. Okay, looks like we'll be holding this course for a little while. And then the next turn will be, ooh, we're slightly off though. The next turn will be into Goodwood. We're going to have to make an adjustment. Look at this, zoom in. Nada. Oh, now I had to zoom out one time for it to come back in again. So this circle now represents 1 nautical mile. Now that's 1.5, which is fine. Let's take a look on the outside. Ah, coastline. So Goodwood is near Southampton, Portsmouth, those kind of places. And the fact that we're approaching the coastline tells me that we're not too far away now. Get this out to 2 miles, 2.5. Okay, 2.5. Yeah, it's not far at all. When do I start descending? Don't know. I literally don't. In a jet, see, a jet does it for you. Can I pan on this? So here we've got a, so maybe at rim up. Now this isn't our approach. This line is not our approach to the runway, because the runway is, see this dotted line here? That's our runway. That's what we need to hook onto. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly from rim up, and I'm going to carry on. Instead of taking this line, I'm going to go this way until my plane intersects with this line here, and then I'm going to fly in that path. Yes, I shall carry on this after rim up. That's where my plane's going to be. Look, I'll carry on after rim up, and we'll intersect with this line, turn round, and then we'll make the landing. So if I zoom out, how do I, is there a button to bring my plane back to the center? It's right here. We need to start descending. Let's take off autopilot. Not yoke. So throttling back, and we're going to start bringing it down because we're closer than I expected we were. A lot closer than I thought. Yep. We're gonna hit this line way too soon, so I'm gonna just go around it. And just completely dethrottle. I'm having to descend like a bugger. I don't know how to recenter my plane. There we go. I just clicked on back. That did it. So I need to zoom out now so I can see where my bearings are. Okay, I'm happy here. I'm happy here. This is the line that we need to intersect. I'm going to get myself down to around, say, 3,000 and make the turn. I think that noise is maybe to do with overspeed or something else. Unsafe. Yeah, well, what can I do? That's not nice, is it? A plane that snitches on you. I mean, we're not overspeeding. Oh, manifold pressure is too far down. Gotcha. I had too little throttle on. Yeah, well, I had to. I kind of had to idle it. Come on, just get onto that line now. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Not at all. But I want enough time to get the plane down to a proper altitude. And then start reducing speed. Once I'm lined up on that line, you should be able to see Goodwood. And I'll probably still end up missing it. Please don't tell me it's this. Like it looks like it's so close to us. What have I got here? 1 nautical mile. Really? Is it this? I have no idea what I'm looking at. I think it's this. Yeah, it's this. We're going to fly over it. Okay. It's not a proper runway, so of course it threw me off. Okay. We will circle. I'm happy with the altitude, so now we can just stick a bit of throttle in. 15 inches on the manifold, I think. And then we'll just do a complete 180. Big solar panel array there. Then we'll do another 180. Try and bring it down. Ah. Increase the mixture just a little. And the prop. I need to get this needle pointing to the top. Quite a little tricky thing to fly this. It's resisting me. Once I do the turn again, we'll get the gears down and we'll get the flaps down and slow the plane down a little bit. Okay. So we'll just let the plane go out a little. Get the gears down now, I think. Why not? And we should get a green light there when they're down and locked. Cool. You can hear the resistance. Okay, so flaps 1 and take the turn a little bit slow. It's all guesswork. Just slightly decreasing altitude as we do this, just a little. At least now I can identify Goodwood. It didn't look like a tarmac runway though, that's what threw me off. I'm so used to just expecting tarmac runways. Or asphalt, as you would say. Okay, flaps 2. Just pulling back. We need to be landing at around 90, 85, 90, I think. Full flaps now. Oh my god, I am being the wind is moving me around quite a bit. Come on, the speed, we're still doing 120 miles an hour, like what? Hopefully I can flare and just lose a lot. Oh, it's actually on the race circuit. Jeez. Okay. I just recognized 2 of the turns on the race circuit. Again, we're just too fast, man. I'm just going to throttle off, flare. No, I can't get used to this friggin' thing. I'm just going to slam it down. Can't get used to landing. I can't drop the speed off. I know flaring is the best way to drop the speed, but on the final, just coming in on the final there, I find it so difficult to do that. I should be recording these landings. Yeah, it's so difficult for me to... We were... You know, we need to be hitting the ground around here. You know, somewhere around here, and we were up here somewhere. Not ideal again, but practice makes perfect. Hold on. Drop the prop, as it were. Just stall it. So, yeah, this is the race circuit. Look, that comes round. I've been here before. I can definitely tell you that lumpy bit there, that's not there. So I have been, yeah, building, and I have stood on where that tower is that says Girling. I've stood on top of there. Went for a day. So where's the chicane? Oh, it is there. It is there. Yeah. And now we can go into Assetto Corsa and drive this circuit. Do I have Goodwood for Assetto? I think so. Yeah, there's the clock. This is actually a pretty damn good representation. I remember I went to here and I saw a Pagani Zonda R here and a Lamborghini Huracan, I want to say, or an Aventador. And then over here, actually, I don't know what, don't recognize. Oh yeah, that's the car park. So where would it have been? Yeah, where they get access to the circuit. Over here, I guess. They can drive out to the circuit. I got to sat in some nice. I got to sit. There you go. I got to sit in some nice cars. Here. Here it was. Yeah. There you go. Porsche GT3. Got to sit in Lamborghinis, Ferraris. I just went up to people who own these cars and said, "Can I take a photograph? Can I have my nephew take a photograph sitting in your car?" And all of them were like, "Yep, go ahead." And I sat in a Ferrari, I sat in a Lambo, sat in a Porsche, and a McLaren as well. And to me, of the interiors, obviously they're all gorgeous looking cars, the Porsche had the best interior. Like, easy. The other ones were quite simplistic, even though you pay a lot of money for these cars. Because of the weight saving, there's not too much in them. But yeah, this is the track. You just take. I've actually driven this in the sim as well. I haven't driven it in real life. Is he actually on the racetrack? Has it got a car going around the racetrack? Yep. This corner throws me off sometimes. Not literally, but it. Yeah. Sometimes I don't expect the bend to be so steep, and then going into here, and then of course it's like a 90-degree almost. Swings you round all the way down. Yep, this is accurate. This is very accurate. Round here, through the chicane, and back onto the start finish. Very accurate layout of the circuit, I have to say. Definitely. And the buildings are spot on. Even down, oh, they've even got the champion logo on the front of the building. That is actually there. Eeh, awesome. Don't remember all those polo mints on the grid, but possible. Gurney? That meant to be the wrong way around? Or is it like that? That for Dan Gurney? Where are you going? Practice laps, guys. It's even got the headlights. The headlights shining. Oh, you're doing figures of 8. God, yeah. Yeah, it's just drift mode. I've never known this before. Oh, he's not just figure of 8. He's actually... Yeah, and look where my runway was. Right here. No wonder I couldn't spot the damn thing. That was fun, though. Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that. And I probably should have... Oh, no. Come up. I probably should get off the runway, but I've been told there's no other planes coming in today, so I can leave it here. And my lights are on. Oh, that's not good. Battery off. Otherwise, next time I use this livery, I'm going to have a battery that's maybe a bit low. And I don't want that. I'm having now to remember to put all the switches back in the right places, because if I don't, next time I come to use the plane, it's going to remind me. So they're all down, magnetos are all off, parking brake. Didn't want to go on with the mouse. Landing gear was down. Thankfully, we're only using a two-way switch now. That's the reason why it wouldn't work before. I was pressing it, and of course the switch, instead of switching from down to up, it would switch from down to off. And that's why it didn't work. So, cool. Engine primer we can turn back around that way, lock it in, and finally put the control lock back on. It shouldn't be here. Oh, but we can, Where can we go? We can take the plane off the runway ourselves. So if we go into Tablito and go to Controls and T, now we've got tug mode. And if I pull backwards on the joystick, oh, handbrake. Okay, pull backwards on the joystick. We can just the plane off. Takes 3 guys to do this. Making me dizzy looking at this view. Come on. The more I pull back on the joystick, the faster the plane goes, and this is its. Can't look round. I can only zoom in and out just a tad. I think we are off the runway now, looking at these markers. But we'll keep it just a little out the way. Okay. Then we can put the chocks on the wheels. Tie downs we don't really need, but we can. Toe cover on. Brake. Go back in. Awesome. There we go. She's safe. Oh, well, barely off the runway. Barely. But it is off, so I'm happy with that. All right, guys, there you go. Just a quick flight. Thank you very much for joining me. I do like this plane, though, but it's, I need to learn to land it slower. Because even with the flaps all the way down and the gear out, you know, to cause friction and stuff, I think it's just a case of descending at the right time rather than doing a really quick descent. But I thought it was okay on that final turn. We were quite lowish, and yeah, I thought we were okay. But the speed was still hanging in and around 120 miles an hour, which is too quick for landing. I think we landed at around 100, which is no good. No good. We need to be landing at around 80. Does it not tell you on here? I think so. Does it not tell you landing speeds? So approach, final flaps extended, 85 to 90 miles an hour. That's when you put the flaps down. So you want to be landing around the stall speed, really. So stall speed in landing config is 64. So yeah, if you can land, the ideal perfect landing, right, would be to be down to a speed, maybe just at this green line, at the beginning of the green line, and you've got your stall light. When that just starts to flicker, just before your wheels are about to touch the ground, that's just starting to flicker. That's your perfect landing. Or if you just hear the stall warning seconds before you land, literally like a few seconds before you land, that's a perfect smooth landing. But not there yet. Okay. My true airspeed currently is 17 miles an hour. Yeah, I'll take that as being true. And I'm going to learn the autopilot. And I'm going to find out what ST is. I know this is heading, tracking. ST. Head. I'll find out. All right, guys. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. That was just a quick one I wanted to do before the practice 2 session. So I will catch you next time. Take care and bye for now.